Hello and welcome to Getting Candid with me, your girl Hellen. You're joining me from Rolex African Cuisine and Cafe Restaurant in Woodlands. And of course, Dark Beauty by Sonica, always making me look fabulous. And I hope you guys have been remembering to subscribe to the channel and inviting your friends to subscribe to the channel, because we don't want them to be missing out on these interesting conversations that we get to have on this show. Today, my guest is, for me, one of the best live performers that we have in Zambia. I've never seen him perform playback. I don't know if he has performed playback before. We'll get to find out about all that in the interview. I'm talking about James Sakala. Join me on the other side as I chat with him. Welcome back. So I mentioned that I'll be chatting with one of Zambia's best live performers, authentic performer, James Sakala. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. It's cold, but I'm
cold.
fine.
You're fine, eh?
Yeah, very fine.
I'm just glad that we have some hot stuff here. Some spiced tea, some baby melon soup.
Melon soup, yeah.
This is working for me this morning.
And food. Don't forget.
Proper food.
Food.
Proper food.
I love food.
Me
I don't
too.
even know why I don't gain, but I love food.
You are lucky. Good young lady, but others will say
Really atishani ati metabolism what have
it's very active.
Yes. So ine andiali wabwino sana. Yeah, but I love eating.
That's good.
Yeah.
James, we've been talking about doing this interview for the longest time, you and me.
Yes, I think 3 years.
I think so.
I don't know.
I think so. We've just been saying, I'll call you. I've been saying, I'll call you eventually. Anyway, I think this was the right time.
But you know, me, I always understand. Muzambia mwali I'll call you, but the call never comes.
But you know, for me, the thing is, I'll say I'll call you. If you know, I've promised you an interview and I haven't called you, just know that my mind is not ready. It's like, I just need to prepare for every person that I'm having on the show.
Yes,
because
you have to have them in your spirit. Like,
yes,
this is the right time to do
yes.
this. Yeah,
I when I delay, some people think you just don't want to have me. I'm like, no, I want to have you, but I want to be ready. I don't want to feel to sound down during the interview. Exactly. You know what I mean?
That's even me. That's what I do, especially for like collaborations. When people call me, they want to collaborate with me. If they are not yet there in the spirit, I don't rush for collaborations.
That's true.
I've had opportunities to do songs with big artists in Zambia. Yeah. And I haven't done. You know, it's not that they don't call me. They do call me every day. Yeah. But if they are not there aligned in my spirit at that particular time, I won't do it.
Cool. Yeah. That's true. So at least you understand that.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to start from there, because you've talked about collaborations. And I think Oliver Mtukudzi, you did a song with Oliver Mtukudzi.
Yes.
How was that? How did it come up?
So first of all, growing up, I used to listen to a lot of Oliver Mtukudzi because I was born in Zimbabwe. Mm-hmm. That's one thing I always mention. I know some people don't know. I was born in Zimbabwe. We moved to Zambia in '86. Okay. I was, I think, 2 years old or something. Yeah. And then we settled in Mukushi. So my grandfather had a lot of vinyls, what do you call them?
Yes.
Records. Records,
the big ones.
Yeah, those, the vinyls, yeah. So I had a lot of them. I was Zimbabwe, reggae, Peter Tosh, Bob Marley, Shanshan. So that's the music I grew up listening to. And some of those records were Oliver Mtukudzi albums. Mm-hmm. So growing up, I used to listen to a lot of Oliver Mtukudzi. So he became like my best, you know what I mean?
Like somebody you look up to and know.
Yes. And then apart from him, there was Piquet Shala, obviously, the Mlemenas and all these other guys. Yeah. But over the years, when I finally realized I wanted to start music, which was in 2003, I don't have those backstories that, no, when I was young, I used to sing. No. I completed my grade 12 in 2002.
No singing. 2003,
I joined a drama group. 2004, I started learning how to play guitar. 2005, I met Chameleon. That's how my singing career started.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
and 2005, that's when like Chameleon was like
he was
game.
Big. Yeah, he was big. I remember 2007, I actually became one of his backup singers. Okay. And I worked with him for 2 years. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, we're talking about Oliver Mtukudzi. So he became like my inspiration, Oliver Mtukudzi. And then over the years, I met him physically, and he became like a father to me. Okay. Yeah. Until he passed on.
Nice. So your collaboration came in from a person who actually he mentored you.
Yes. From 2014. I met him in 2014 for the first time at Stanbic Music Festival.
How was his work ethic?
obviously, you know, Oliver Mtukudzi was a legend.
Yeah.
And still the name is still legendary.
Like his name lives on.
So, and him being a father and having done this music thing for over 40 years.
Yeah.
He was a very serious and focused man. When you go in the studio, no jokes. But as you work, have fun.
Yeah.
That's what he believed in. So he will be dancing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's doing things that you are like, wow, but he's like having fun, you know what I mean? But the work has to be done.
Is that,
I remember,
you can...
So I remember when we recorded that song actually, so we went to Zimbabwe. I apparently had some experience here in Zambia about recordings and whatnot.
Oh.
We're not going to go into that.
Okay.
No. No.
Okay.
He told me a story which, well, he was disappointed about.
So he didn't want to record from... Oh, that's not nice for us.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
And there's another person actually. I spoke to someone in Congo, a big artist, who told me if I have to do a collaboration with you, you have to come here.
Oh no.
Yeah, because his last experience in Zambia wasn't good. So, you know, I don't know what we do. I don't know what we Zambians do. I'm not going to exclude myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm part of the Zambian music industry, whether I like or not.
Yeah,
so I don't know where we go wrong, why people don't want to come and record with us here.
Yeah. And that's a plus for us. Like if they would come and record from here, that's a plus for us.
But one thing I know is that for the longest time we haven't improved our studios, our standards.
Oh yeah.
You know, like equipment-wise, work ethic. You know, we haven't done that. But apart from that, I don't know. But with Oliver Mtukudzi, it wasn't really about the studio. It was about the artist.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know the Congo guy where the problem is. He just said, I can't record from Zambia.
Okay. Okay, I was going to start naming names, but let me not put you in that corner.
No.
If
you've noticed, I'm a drama-free person. Like,
yeah, I know. That's why I said I won't put you in that corner. So, it's still taking me back to that collaboration. But anyway, is that your the biggest collaboration that you've ever done?
The Oliver Mtukudzi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I was amazed, but also very amazed now that you're telling me that he actually mentored you.
Yeah.
So now, born in Zimbabwe, lived a little bit. Your father was Zambian, Sakala? Or?
Yes, my father Zambian, my mother Botswana.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you speak?
Yeah, I speak Ndebele, fluent Ndebele. I speak Zulu. I understand Siswati. I speak Chewa from Malawi.
Okay.
And Nyanja. I speak fluent Bemba, Lala, Swaka.
You know, I used to think you're Bemba, but I'm like...
Yeah, a lot of people think I'm
Sakala, oh, okay, maybe the mother is Bemba, but now your mother is not even Bemba.
No.
So you're like the linguistic, you can speak so many languages. How do you... what's your mother tongue?
Setswana.
How do you greet in Setswana?
I don't know how to speak Tswana, but I understand a few things, but I can't.
Okay, but Ndebele?
Ndebele is Linjani.
Linjani. Okay. Okay.
Linjani is good morning. Linjani is how are you?
So you can survive with our friends.
Yeah, I can go to Zimbabwe today. I'll be okay because I understand Shona as well. I can go to South Africa. I'll be okay. I can go to Swaziland. I'll be okay. I can go to Malawi. I'll be okay. Here in Zambia now I've started learning Swahili. So I love African languages.
Oh, okay. Okay. I can greet you in Swahili.
Yeah.
Mambo.
Yeah, I don't know. So I want to start learning Swahili. So there's a few things that I know.
Yeah.
But then I'm like,
yeah, no, you will learn.
I need to go to Tanzania and stay there for just 2 weeks. Will be enough. Trust
2 weeks.
Me. When I come back, I'll be good.
Good for you. So now let's talk about your music. You started your music 2005. You meet Chameleon, but you are here doing traditional style. Weren't you ever influenced to do, the modern style?
The modern style. That influence was there. Obviously, when I met Chameleon, that was the beginning of me getting into the music business. And he became like a big brother to me.
Okay.
So especially when I started backing him, he was like a big brother to me. So partly he mentored me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at some point I felt like I wasn't, like I didn't find my satisfaction.
Okay.
So I quit music and I went back to Mkushi. And I continued with what I was doing there.
What were you doing in Mkushi before?
Before this, I was in a drama group. I was in a very active theater group.
Okay.
Remember that advert that Lazaro, those guys, yes, those guys. Those guys were a group called Ngoma Arts Theater, I think so.
Okay.
So they trained me as a proper thespian.
Okay.
And apart from those guys, I was also trained by Mark from Africa Directions. You've met Mark,
yes, yeah, I know Mark.
So he really gave me like a proper training to be an entertainer.
Okay.
Yeah. So before this, I was in a group called Yobe Arts Theater, and we did a lot of work, community work, like water and sanitation, sensitization. We did measles campaigns, HIV and AIDS, TB, malaria, a lot of things. And we were funded, these programs were funded by different organizations like the World Bank, the Africa Development Bank, UNICEF, you know. So yeah, so I was in that, I was very active there.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I started music. So when it felt like it wasn't really hitting there, I went back. And then after like a year or two, my friends chased me. They're like, you know what, you don't belong here, go.
Why? Why did they chase you?
Because they believed in me and they saw what I didn't see in myself at that particular time. So they chased me. Like, they didn't chase me from the group, they chased me from Mkushi. Go and pursue music.
And you came back, and how was it?
Then when I came back, I changed the path. That's when now I discovered what I really was supposed to be doing.
How did you know that traditional style is my style?
I think it spoke to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't choose it. I didn't go looking like I do hip hop today, I do what tomorrow. No. So when I came back from Mkushi, I was already in line with what I wanted to do.
Okay.
So I had written a few songs that I actually recorded before I quit. If you listen to them, they sound very different. And those two songs, I re-recorded them and added them to my first album. And now they sound different and way better, actually.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that, you know, I think a lot of people, especially these days, they want to make a song that will go viral.
Yeah.
And most of the songs that are going viral, you know, this hype, very club vibe.
No message whatsoever.
Yeah, as long as we can vibe to it and dance, that's it. Aren't you ever under pressure to say, look, I also want a song that when I pass, maybe let me just move a bit from my style and try to fit in?
Well, that temptation is always there. But one thing that keeps me going is the fact that I understand that I'm not here for fame. Well, for lack of a better term, I'll say I'm not here for fame.
Yeah.
I'm here to execute the calling. So I'm called to be a musician. I'm a storyteller. So in my storytelling, I have to tell stories that will impact people's lives. I don't want to tell fake stories. Like, hey guys, me up what gold rings and what gold chains and whatnot.
I grew up in the hood.
You know what I mean? I don't want all those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to cause drama as I tell my stories. I want to change people's lives as I tell my stories. Yeah.
What is it, one thing that you took growing up in Mkushi that you still carry with you, that still helps you? You know, I think sometimes what keeps us going and keeps you grounded is about where you come from.
Yeah.
So what is it, one thing that you look at and say, look, I'm from Mkushi, this is how it is, this is something that I'm going to carry in my heart?
Okay, there's a lot of things, but since you just want one thing for now, what I can think about is the respect. Like, just respect every person, no matter how they look in your eyes, no matter where they are coming from. Yeah, respect, just respect people. And above all, respect yourself. Because if you can't respect yourself, you won't respect the next person. Yeah. That's how it is. Yeah. So I think that one has really helped me stay grounded, because I understand my limits. I know how far I can go with people. I know how far they can go with me. Okay. Yeah.
One thing that I've come to know, as much as we will say that your music is not, like, doesn't go viral, but you do a lot of work with different organizations. How is that one thing that you really wanted to say, look, I want to do I want to work with, especially the organizations that you work with, they're very good organizations, like you'll be teaching about HIV, a lot of stuff.
I think for organizations, mostly they look for artists that have a clean page, you know, like they don't want to associate themselves with drama.
Okay.
So you might be a big artist and you have a big following, but if that number of your following was accumulated because of the drama that you always do out there, they don't want to be a part of your brand. So they would rather not associate with your brand, because I think what they look for mostly is someone that can represent them to the young and the elderly people. You know, because right now, whether we like or not, the elderly are the ones who are making decisions.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and the young people are the future decision makers. So there's no way you are going to say, okay, future decision makers, so we are just going to cater for the young because tomorrow they will be in offices. How are you going to teach people today? It's difficult.
Okay.
Yeah.
You always perform live. I think also that's another thing that they like about you.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a very good live performer. I think I mentioned that even in the opening to say you're one of the best live performers. I've never seen you perform playback, unfortunately.
No, I've never actually.
I can't remember. I tried to think, like, when did I see him perform playback?
The last time I performed playback was when I was Chameleon's backup singer.
Why have you stuck to performing live, even when you see a lot of artists, big artists, they prefer doing playback?
Yeah, ish. For me, maybe because I grew up like that. Like, I've always loved live music. Remember, I used to listen to Bob Marley. He was a live performer. I used to listen to Oliver Mtukudzi, and he mentored me. He was a live performer. All those Peter Tosh. I used to listen to P.K. Tshirt. If you listen to most of my music, they sound a bit like P.K. Tshirt.
Yes.
You know, he was a live performer. So that's the direction I took. And the other thing is that I realized not many people are doing that in Zambia. You know, I want to inspire a generation of live performers. So right now I've got like 4 young people that I'm training, that I'm teaching music just to be a general. Being an artist, and they are all live performers.
Okay.
They play guitar, you know, they play keyboards.
For some people, they will tell you that it's actually expensive to do live performances, so it's difficult to put it back. How have you managed? If you can manage, Danica can manage. Like, these are 2 people that.
I think the one thing that people don't really understand is that Impia Tashfula. I can give you 1 million kwacha today. You still want 100 kwacha that is not on that 1 million. So if it's 900 and whatever, probably 100 kwacha. Malanje pushata, but the receipt says 1 million. Why have you given me? You know what I mean? Impia Tashfula. So the little you are making, share. And there's an English saying that says you go fast alone.
Yes,
but you go further with a lot of people. So for me, I believe when you're a team, you do a lot of bigger things. Alone you can obviously conquer the world, but with a team you conquer the universe.
Okay. So that's what is the one thing that you would like to see on the Zambian music scene?
The one thing.
Or 2 or 3?
Yes. I don't know, I don't know, because I feel like
something that will make us move forward.
I think professionalism. In the sense that we don't really handle each other in a professional way. So when I was coming here, a friend of mine called me. He has a studio, and he called me and he was complaining about his very, very close, one of his closest friends for a long time, who's been going there to record and doesn't pay. And he records adverts and what, because they are friends. He records work. So he's getting paid huge sums of money for this work, but he doesn't pay at the studio. So that's not being professional. Because
no, it's not.
I'll tell you one thing. Abasungu abanensu. Or let me not say Abasungu. I don't know why we always say Abasungu. I apologize for that.
West End.
Let me just say other people, other countries where they understand professionalism and whatnot, or just other people, even here in Zambia, there's other people who respect themselves. Like lawyers. I'll give you an example about lawyers. Lawyers don't ask for favors from their friends. They call their friends and ask for quotations. you know. I don't know if that's how it works, but I know that they actually get charges from their friends. Like, boy, how I want you to handle this for me, you know. They know it's money. Per hour, shanshani awe nikashinga bachaja mashinga. You know what I mean? So they know. So that's how we are supposed to look at this thing. If I'm your friend and you want me to sing on your song, don't approach me on a friendly basis. Approach me business, because James Sakala is an office.
Yeah.
For example, Tishon is an office. So if he wants to be on a song with me, he should call me asking for a quotation to be on his song. Even me, I should call him, ask him for a quotation. That's how it's supposed to be. I mentioned Tishon because he's my boy, he's my friend.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying there's anything or you know.
No, I get you.
I actually want to do a song with Tishon because I've never. And you know, Tishon, I've known Tishon for over 11 years. Okay. Before we came to Lusaka, he was at Mukushi High School and I was in Mukushi. Okay. So most of the times we used to chill together, you know, write songs, play together, you know, we were in the same church. He was playing drums, I was playing bass guitar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm just thinking about collaboration of you and Tishon. That's a weirdly nice, it would be like, you know, there's that,
I know, right?
sound that you come with, then there's the sound that, I don't know if you get the R&B or the dance hall Tishon, because there's two.
Both.
Both, eh?
Yeah, I would like both. You know, Tishon can actually sing my sound properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's overly talented, that guy. He's everything.
Yeah.
He can sing Kalindula, I know he can sing rumba, you know, he can sing dancehall, R&B.
Yeah,
and
hip hop. Yeah, so he's like,
he's just an all-rounder artist.
You know, as you're telling your story right now, I think for everyone who like watching right now, they are thinking this guy's journey has been smooth. Tell us about the audition you did with George Bango.
Oh, rest in peace to the big brother. I loved George Bango very much.
Yeah.
So before I came to Lusaka, that was in before I met Chameleon. Yeah. That was 2004. I remember coming to Lusaka with a certain businessman who really believed in me. His name is Pamulambe. I don't know where that guy is now.
Okay.
Yeah. So he had a car, a Surf. You know those Surf, the Toyota Surf. Yeah. And it was the only one in Mukushi at that time. And the number plate was Palm 1. And he had a loud system in it. So whenever he's driving, he'll be playing loud music. And then people will be like, oh, money, moving bar, you know? Yeah, but that man really helped me a lot. So he's the one that sponsored me to come for my first ever audition with George Bango.
Okay.
And you know, I just used to see George Bango on Mate Pukunu Mafirabe na JK, produced by George Bango Shanshani. And then when they moved from Mondo, they created that JM Studios with Mainza.
Okay.
Yeah. It was at North Mid Panion, Paria somewhere. I don't know if you even. All right. That's right. So anyway, so I came for that. What do you call it?
The audition.
Audition. Yeah. So I met him, and he auditioned me. He asked me to sing. I sang. He asked me if I knew how to play any instrument. I said I'm learning guitar. He gave me he had a nice little guitar like this. I played. Then he said, what else do you do in Mukushi? He was like, where do you come from again? I said, Mukushi. And he's like, what do you do in Mukushi? I said, nothing. I grew up at a farm, so apart from what I'm trying to pursue now, we just farm with my grandfather and, you know.
Yeah.
And then he says, if I were you, I would stick to farming. So
obviously that hurt you.
Yeah, it did. It cut deep. So anyway, fast forward, I left. That was the first time I met JK. Yeah, and I was shaking. Like I looked at him like, I just saw him like this God. Yes. Yeah. So so fast forward, I left. I went back to Mukushi. I was broken. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want anything to do with music. And then after a few days or a few weeks or maybe like a month, I thought about it in a different way. I was like, no, that guy actually meant if you love this, you have to put in more work, you know. That's when I started punishing myself now, learning guitar. It was like every day, you know. I remember this one time my auntie, because I grew up in my auntie's house. Well, when I'm not with my grandfather, my grandparents, I used to be at my auntie's house.
Okay.
So I remember this one time she chased me. She's like, where are
your parents at that time?
They are in Zimbabwe. At that time, they are still in Zimbabwe, yeah. Because they went on separation and later divorced. Actually, when I was 2, that's when they divorced.
Okay.
So my mother is in Zimbabwe, in Harare, Harare, and then my father is in Bwalya.
Oh, okay.
Because he used to work in Zimbabwe, so that's why he was still there. So yeah, so she chased me, and then I just continued. But one thing I didn't work on was my vocals. So when I started listening to Chameleon music now, I remember this one time I was chilling at a marketplace. It's like a Fidabalanda bus at last bus stop where my buses park and they turn to start going back. So buses that were coming from Kawe used to turn from there. So this certain man comes with a CD. I think it was Chameleon's first album, that Chameleon. Yeah, is it My Music? Or
no, it was Chameleon.
It was just Chameleon.
It was Chameleon, yeah.
So he's like, you might say, when you're a big fan of JK, listen to this guy. Played the tape. Listened. At that time, I was a big JK fan. I listened 1-2 songs. I was like, tapani na imeta patai shwoku imboyo.
That's actually JK.
I didn't beat pano me.
Yeah.
I was JK. I would. I used to fight with people over JK. Like tapali for munela, tapani ngachira JK. And then after a few weeks of listening to Chameleon, I fell in love with his music, like too much. And I started now learning his songs on the guitar.
Yeah.
So I remember I used to play the first album, all the songs, the second album, all the songs, third, fourth album, all the songs.
Yeah.
And I would sing. So when he released the second album, he came to Mkush for a show with Mampi. At my brother's, my cousin had a club called Director's Den. So he came there with Mampi and they came with a live band. So after singing, then he's like, who's guy? I'll give him a CD. Because my friends knew I used to sing his songs, they pushed me on stage. I had never performed with a band.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about Njimbira Musi, Njimbira Mushana. I just used to play on the guitar, you know what I mean? And the guitar was self-taught. So I jumped on stage and the band started playing. I sang that. Yeah, I sang word for word from verse 1 to everything. And then he was happy. He's like, you, what are you doing here in Mkush after the show? I'm like, this is where I live. I told him about the George Bangu. Then he's like, so if you want to do this, you can't come and be comfortable.
Yeah.
So he gave me his number. He said, get my number. When you come to Lusaka, call me. Fast forward, I came to Lusaka. With that same businessman, I called him. Then he's like, unfortunately, I'm in Monze for a show. But go and meet my producer, Charlie, in Charleston.
Yeah.
So he gave me directions. That's how I went to Charleston. Met Charlie, talked. Charlie charged me. He said, if you want to record, this is how much you should pay here. I've forgotten how much it was, but it sounded like a lot of money. And I was like, where am I going to find that money from?
Yeah.
Anyway, I left the studio. I remember I left Charlie's studio. I got on a bus into town. I only had my last 5 kwacha, and it was around 16. And dine shaishwa mulusaka shaishwa tivaloma ubushikwa amajanki shaishwe filifyonse. So in my mind I'm like, I don't have transport money. That man has gone to Kafue. He's back tomorrow. So I'll just go mu station because I didn't know anyone.
Yeah.
So I was like, nalaikala mu station and then in the following day I'll meet up with that man I came with, then we go back to Mkushi. So when I was walking along Freedom Way heading to Lima Tower bus station. Then I bumped into a friend of mine who I was with in school in 1999. 1998 actually.
Yeah.
Back in Fiwila, some Fiwila mission in Rwano Valley. You remember where the Mylon brothers were operating from? Yeah. Yes. That's where I did my grade 9.
Okay.
So that guy was like, you wait to Lale station. Wala koma station wala tamfi abantu once. Let's go to my house. Where do you stay? I stay in Kanyama. He was in Kanyama at that time.
Yeah.
So that's how I went with him. Fast forward, I ended up staying with that guy for 4 years. Yeah.
Wow.
So he became family, he became my brother.
Yeah.
You know, he used to work for Nando's then. But anyway.
Yeah, it's okay.
he used to work for Nando's. Yeah. So he would give me 10 kwacha in the morning, for transport and tuma food. That time Buster had
He was a brother's keeper.
Yes, very much. He really believed in me and took care of me. Yeah.
Okay. And did you ever, like Chameleon, what happened?
So now when I started staying with my brother outside, that's when now I became Chameleon's backup singer. So he would call me when he has a show. Ayo, endea kumumbwa. What are you doing? Today I was.
Okay.
I rush into town, we meet up, Mumbwa. I went with him to Nakonde, we did Mumbwa, we did Livingstone, we did Chipata. I even went with him to, wait, what was that? Oh, Nakonde, we did Nakonde and Tanzania, just across the border. Yeah.
Have you guys done a song together with Chameleon?
No, not yet, not yet, not yet.
Something that you would want to do?
Very much. I mean, he's my big brother, you know.
Yeah.
I always tell people, Chameleon is not my colleague. He will never be my colleague. He's my big brother.
Nice.
You know, I learn from him every day. You know what I mean? I like that he's frank with me. Yeah. This one time, I recorded a song and I went to, I was like, Kawakamba, I want you to listen to this song. And he listens to it. He's like, I love it, but change the chorus. Because if there's one thing that made my songs go viral, they had catchy choruses.
Yeah.
So I was like, you see? So I always go back to him and ask questions and, you know.
Yeah.
And this one time he says, you should learn from my mistakes, you know. Like he's someone that acknowledges that he's a person and he's done mistakes and, you know, he doesn't want another person to go through what he went through. Yeah, so. Drama sana na Chameleon. Some of the things I can't even mention them on TV, you know what I mean? Because they are personal, you know what I mean? Yeah. Drama sana, but through everything I learned a lot from that guy and I really appreciate God. That time I laid Amateveto in Shishirambo Kuambana.
Okay.
And then Shishi Wenga, because I only remember one Mateveto, so I don't know when people say.
I had him on the show and he said 2.
Oh, 2, eh?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious to know where your the person that took you in, where is he?
He's around. He's in Lusaka. He works for Game now.
Okay, that's good. At least he's seen
part
you.
of management. He's a brother. He's now married. He has 2 kids.
Okay.
And they are big girls now, eh?
Okay.
Yeah.
Nangai, when are you getting married? I hear you're doing love songs. There's some love somewhere.
You know, the funny thing about me is right now I'm very much single. Yeah. So the funny thing about me is I always write love songs when I'm not in love. The only love song that I ever wrote when I was truly deeply in love into someone was the song that I did with Pompey. That Not Your Mind. Your Mind is Pompey's song. But what was the title of that song? I even forget my songs. You know, the problem is I don't perform that song. Because I wrote it for someone and I dropped it on her birthday.
So after you broke up, you don't like performing it?
No, I've just never performed. Even when we continued with the relationship, I never sang that song anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I think on my mind, I wanted, if I ever got married to her, I would have sung it on our wedding.
On the wedding,
yeah.
Okay.
He had a poem, like I don't sing on the song, I open with a poem in Bemba.
Okay.
Deep poem, and then Pompey is the one that sang.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you're just doing...
It's called Iluba, actually.
So you do love songs when you're not in love?
Yeah, yeah. That's when I think deeply about love when I'm not in love.
Then when you're in a relationship, I'm so concerned love. Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, ladies, he's very single, as he says. He's very single.
No, it's not an advert. Yeah?
No, I'm just saying. I'm not even advertising. I'm just saying that he's very
just
single.
Putting it out there.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah.
You never know.
No, I wish I'm a handful.
What do you mean a handful?
Nikukosa. I'm a creative, so
yeah,
I don't do things like attention seeking, or I don't know how to deal with people that love attention.
Yeah.
Like I love my space. So, and among those things, there's just a lot of things that you wouldn't like about me. So you have to be sure.
You have to be. You have to. I think they have to know you. Yes. Like not just things.
Yeah, that's why I don't rush into. I think I like you. I want to be with you. No,
yeah.
I love to build the friendship first.
Okay.
Not because I want to know the person. I want the person to know me.
Okay.
Yeah.
tell me about what you're working on right now, when you're dropping us some new songs and whatnot.
Oh yeah, so I'm in studio right now. I'm recording 2 albums. The one that's dropping first is dropping on the 17th of October, which is my birthday.
Okay.
That's the one I'm busy with right now, though the other one is like almost 40% done as well.
Okay.
So
why 2 albums?
The second one, the other album is a live recording, like my music, my typical James Sakala. No, the one I'm dropping next year on the 11th of February.
Okay, it sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah. Then the one I'm dropping now is a mixture of the new school sound and my sound.
Okay.
And it's an all love project. So I'm just celebrating love.
Okay.
And I'm calling it Songs of Solomon.
Ha! Yeah. Are you getting some Songs of Solomon scriptures?
Yeah, because my music is faith inspired. So I always go like read the Bible.
Yeah.
You know, I always make sure that whatever I'm talking about doesn't contradict the Bible. Yeah, because remember I said I speak into people's lives.
Yeah.
So
you do?
No, not to prophet. I mean with my music.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, no, I see millions.
Amen,
yeah,
amen.
Yeah.
That's what.
But you are the one that's going to give someone millions, so maybe you have to
then
suffer to find those millions. No,
unless you say, then I'll be a billionaire. Then I'll be
a billionaire. Then you can share millions. Yeah, I see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Your music is always like.
But you know what the funny thing is? I actually speak into people's lives. It's something that I've never really taken seriously.
Okay.
Yeah. So, if I count, I think every person, if I remember very well, every person who's told me they've applied for a job, when I say you're getting the job, they get it. Yeah.
That's good.
So
probably something
that now I've started paying attention to.
Yeah.
Because I've realized that if I just tell someone, I don't know, they'll call you back, don't worry.
Yeah.
Then they would call me one day and tell me, I actually started work, you know, so.
And when you're talking about it, it reminds me of you talking about them, but I don't want to, let's talk about this. Let me finish talking about your new album, then I'll go back to that. You've just reminded me of something. But let's talk about the albums that you're dropping. There's a point when you talked about, there was on social media, I saw Mwana Chingwala posting about you, like having a concert for you because he felt like, oh, this guy deserves to have a big event and whatnot. How is that going? Because we saw like a lot of people got interested and they want to put in sound, this and that.
Okay, so that thing never happened because of 2 reasons. One, COVID. The second thing was I think we needed enough time to put it together, because one thing I'll mention too is that I'm a perfectionist. If you've listened to my music, you can actually agree.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like doing things that are half-baked, you know. I want everything. This is why I learned production as well, so that when a producer is making my music, I am present. Sometimes I chase the producer and I go through the song, edit my voice, instruments. If this wasn't played nicely, I delete, I call the musician to come and replay it, you know, until it's properly done. So even for the show, when they called me for the first meeting after that social media noise, which I really appreciate, because now it actually gave me a picture of how people they love me, you know. And above all, they love live music. I saw Mampi share it, Shefi said something about it. You know, a lot of people, a lot of comedians, entertainers, and just people on the streets, you know. So when they called me for the first meeting to try and start planning for it, I sat there and I was listening, and they talked about all these things, and I realized that it was going to be an ordinary live show, you know, where someone comes, on the people that you have on the lineup, they come, they play with their band, they leave stage, someone else comes. I'm like, these things, people see them every day, you know. I've been doing Stanbic Music Festival from 2014 to 2019. I'm the only artist in Zambia that has done 5 consecutive years on that stage.
Wow. So you've literally performed with almost everyone that has been.
You know what I mean? And people have seen this act 1,000 times. I've done a lot of corporate events, a lot of, people are launching their albums, they call me to feature on their, on their lineups. So I said, for a difference, the fact that there's this torch that you've lit on me, let's try and do something which is different, So that now is the one that caused that this show never happens, because we didn't have enough time. We needed to rehearse for 2 months straight with everyone who's on the lineup, not missing any rehearsal.
Which is good.
Yes.
I like that.
We needed to do rehearsals with the video production crew for 2 days. So meaning that we go to the show, we put on the clothes that we are wearing on the day and do rehearsals on stage for 2 days, so that the video crew can script to say, you are moving from left to right. When you reach here, you stop. This one brings the mic, that's that type
the lighting, guys know when
yes,
the light is moving
everyone is
where,
supposed to.
Yeah.
So we needed 2 weeks of setting up the sound system. We needed to book the venue for 2 weeks. And these venues charge over 30,000 kwacha per day. So we needed a big budget. And above all, so some companies showed interest. They wanted to give us that money. But then they wanted over 2,000 people. And then COVID, we didn't know the direction we were going. So they told us, yes, they told us you can't have more than 400 people.
Yeah, too bad. But I'm sure it's definitely going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's going to
that's
happen.
Something that
I'm trying to see if we can actually do it in October, when I'm launching my album. I really want it to happen, because
me too.
That's going to be important for me and the industry at large.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it will be an opportunity for a turning point for the industry.
Because, when you're talking about a rehearsal for 2 months, when you're watching, I like watching a lot of documentaries, especially like even musical documentaries. I see how these guys prepare. They even go like 4 months of rehearsal.
Yeah.
So that's why when we see what they give us on stage, it's perfect.
It's perfect, yeah. And you fall in love with it.
Yeah, I know a lot of people complain about, like you're saying, you needed a big budget. Some people say, look, there's nobody to inject in some money in this. But I think eventually, if one person like you does it and it's successful, probably other people will see and say, look, if we give these guys enough, they will be able to deliver what they can. So I really hope it happens.
Yeah, no, it will happen. I'm really looking forward to it. Actually, I'm excited about it.
Nice.
Right now, I can't even say there's money anywhere, so I'm sure it's going to happen. No, I'm not sure, but I'm excited about it, because I know the day it's going to happen, it will change a lot of things, even how people look at us as artists in the country. Everything will change. You know why we don't really get international gigs? It's because on the world map, we haven't done anything that's given people questions like, oh wow, where are these guys from? You know what I mean? Ours is always ordinary performing, humble performing. Zambians are humble people. You know what I mean? Yeah, so
you have to push the button. And
we have to push beyond. I'm happy that Sampa the Great decided to come and get an all Zambian band, and she's touring with them.
That's true.
That one is a door opener for all of us. I don't know how other artists are looking at it.
Yeah.
But I am one of the few people that are happy for her and happy for our boys.
Yeah. So album drops October. The other one February next year. So and I'm hoping that concert takes place. Now I just want to take you back when you were talking about searching yourself and trying to. You reminded me how you refer to yourself as an old soul. What do you mean?
Yeah, so I grew up in an environment where you are attracted to very mature things, So I never knew that there was a term called whatever old soul until recently. Well, maybe 6-7 years ago, when someone told me, actually, it's not just the music that you do which sounds like this. You actually listen to this type of music, Yeah. So you are an old soul. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Because all the music that you actually mentioned is like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So I listen to old music. I listen to music that's not. I don't know how I can explain it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be inspirational, Yeah. I listen to inspirational music. So when you listen to Bob Marley, he was what do you call him again? Someone who caused change in their music, revolutionalist.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but then most of his songs, even when he's talking about change, this government what, shan, white people what, there's a lot of teaching in his songs. He never forgot to encourage people to do good. He never forgot to encourage people to respect each other. You know, he never forgot to quote scripture.
And that's your aim. Nice.
That's my direction.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're coming to the end. People, we're coming to an end, but James and I have been enjoying some beautiful breakfast right here at Rolex restaurant, eh?
Yeah.
I loved the soup.
Oh, before we close, actually. So on this, I'm dropping a song called You.
Oh, yes.
So it's coming off the Songs of Solomon album.
Songs of
And
Solomon.
yeah, and it's the first single of the album.
Are you featuring anybody?
On this one, I'm not featuring anybody.
And the whole album, Songs of Solomon?
Yeah, there's some features. There's Wezi. There's who else is there? There's Caitlin DeVille.
Oh, the
violin.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've done a very interesting song.
Okay.
Something that people
She's
don't
really
really
good.
expect. She's good.
Yeah.
She's good. She's amazing.
Yeah.
And I might have a few international acts on it, which I'm not ready to share for now.
Okay.
Yeah, but when the right time comes, obviously people are going to know.
Why did you leave Elation Entertainment?
Oh wow. So basically, we were just not on the same path.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe the label didn't really understand my vision, and maybe I also didn't really understand the label vision. So when it's like that, it's best to just
go separate ways.
Go separate ways. Wish them well. They also wish you well.
Yeah.
But they are my people. I always chill with the CEO. Even like the day before yesterday, I was with him somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. You know.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all. It's like record labels in Zambia. Others are leaving, others are going, but it happens.
Yeah, you know, that's how it is. That's how it is. Sometimes it's I think us artists sometimes don't understand what really we want. So we fall for that attraction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I see an artist goes to a label and they sign, you also want to go there.
Yeah.
But you don't know what they are looking for, what the reason why they've decided to sign with the label.
Okay.
Some of the artists don't really need labels.
They are good on their own.
On their own.
So right now you're independent.
I'm independent. I just have a management team that I've put together. I just make sure I made sure that I chose people that I wanted.
Yeah,
you know, and they understand my vision, my direction, and we want to achieve that.
Okay.
Yeah. So far so good. We're moving the right direction.
That's good.
Yeah.
All the best.
Thank you.
Any last words?
I love Zambia. Zambia is my home. I wasn't born here, obviously, but in Zambia, because there's no one who can be more Zambian than I am. You know? So, Natotela Sana, I thank you so much for always supporting my music, and I know that we are growing as a family. I don't call them fans. I like to call them the James Sakala family. So we are growing every day. We are adding 1 or 2 people, but eventually we are going to conquer the world.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Enjoy your breakfast. Guys.
Yes.
I came here, I was complaining to James before we started the interview, like I'm cold, I've got a flu.
Hungry.
Everything. But everything has been sorted. I think for the flu and cold, this soup and the spice tea just did some magic.
It's really making sense, yeah?
Yeah, and now I can dip in the food. So if you want that, with this code, this is perfect breakfast, guys. The weather is not very friendly right now. But so from me, your girl Hellen at Rolex Restaurant, I'm saying bye as I continue eating. Bye-bye. And keep subscribing to the channel.